Fleming in the Philippines here. We made this next video when we were at the beach last week, and we met a batang bakla, a baby ladybird. And her name's Maria, she's 14. Has had a bit of a tough life. And so I'm just going to let you watch the interview we did with her, and then we'll maybe discuss it a little bit afterwards. You just have to get used to Sam's interesting video style, but there you go, and concentrate a little bit on the girl herself. I'll apologise for the lighting, but it was very difficult just taking in the bar that we were sitting in at the time. So here is a batang bakla called Maria.
When she's starting with the she starting with being a girl, like she inside in the pump of her mother.
Okay, when you were still a little, before you were born, you were a girl.
Yeah. You feel like being a girl? Yeah. When you was young, yung bata ka pa, yung maliit ka pa, babae na talaga feeling mo. Starting 1 years old?
Hindi. Mga grade 1 ganun.
Oh, what your age? What age you're flirting to other guy?
7 ata.
7 years old. She's starting to flirting other. She's starting to have crush. Only crush,
Keep the camera on her.
To you, then to how is happiness of you.
And how did you, when you were a little girl, you played with dolls or you played with boy toys?
Ano daw nilalaro mo nung bata ka pa?
Barbie doll.
Barbie like the same.
Okay, Barbie doll. You met sister. You're her sister. See back there. You know that?
Then,
So are you.
mo din.
Well, then you're sisters.
Yeah, di ba? Upper girl.
At least cousins.
Bakit?
Do you go to school here in Subic?
In Alongo.
In Alonga.
Wala bang aral doon sa city talaga?
Hindi po. Barreto po, Alonga po.
Barreto, Olongapo.
Okay.
Here Subic is depends kasi we call Subic is a beach, but we call in the outside is Olongapo, di ba?
Alonga po.
Then another question?
What do you think? How do you see yourself in the future? What do you want to do in your life?
Ano daw nakikita mo na ba yung ano mo? Ano bang gagawin mo sa future mo? Nakikita mo na ba? Alam mo na ba? Anong maging mahaba ang buhok mo? Magsuot ka ba ng babaeng suot?
Negosyante muna ako.
Businesswoman first.
Businesswoman first.
Business LGBT.
Business LGBT. Okay. I wonder what that
Because businesswoman is a real woman.
Yeah.
If you call businessman is business real man.
is. Business LGBT.
Or LGBT is like the same like a lesbian, gay. Or,
Bakla.
They're baklas?
oh, there are 2 bakla there.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
But they're wearing like gay.
They're like gay.
But she's wearing a girl. Diba?
Yeah. Well, Maria, I'm going to.
Kahapon nag-skirt ka kahapon kagabi.
I'm going to give you.
Si ano, ibis na pang ano ko yun, simba ko dapat ka na madaling araw. Di pa tuyo. Natanggal yung wear ng dryer. Yun ay sinuot ko.
Well, Maria, I'm going to give you some advice.
What's your name?
Maria.
In the boy name. Real name. Ha?
LG.
LG.
Leonard J.
Tapos in the night,
Family name? What's your family name?
girl name.
Maria.
Maria.
This is Maria. So Maria, what you have to do is you have to really work and learn English. Right?
You need to study to how to understand English and speak
Because-
English.
Naaral ko nun.
Because, you know why? You know why? Why is because one day you'll meet a man who speaks English.
Malay mo, mag-aasawa ka ng foreigner.
Like she did.
Diba?
The Filipino guys are not so good for baklas, but foreigners are. Okay? And stay and work hard at school.
Another video
Do you
girl.
have other brothers and sisters?
I have.
Hmm?
I have.
How many?
Hi. Ilan daw? So bali 4 kayo.
And are you the oldest? Or
The second.
you're the oldest? You're the oldest.
So malilit pa yung kapatid mo.
2 taon lahat pagitan namin.
Dalawang taon, the same as my.
So you will have to study hard because your family will expect you to be a breadwinner because
You're the eldest.
Natulungan ko nga siya.
and it's hard.
So saan ka nakatira? Saan ka nakatira?
Kaibigan ko.
Ay, hindi ka nakatira sa inyo. Bakit?
Bubugbog tatay.
Her father is very disabled.
He's
You know,
disabled,
they
so
sabo to hurting her.
he hurts you?
Oh, so that's why she lived her house. She living in the same
She lives on the highway?
LGBT. Oh, LGBT.
Okay.
The same as me.
So she
To
li-
help her.
So where do you sleep?
Your father did not accept you. Hindi ka tinatanggap ng papa mo? His father did not accept.
Di ko tunay na
Yeah.
Stepfather like mine.
Yeah, always a
But
problem.
my father, they accept me who I am.
Because there's no blood. There's no blood. No.
Bakit? Saan pa ang tunay papa?
Ayaw niya yung papa ko.
Wala na, hindi mo kilala.
So where do you sleep?
Same nga, like a tita, but like the same as me.
Oh,
I
like,
accept her.
yeah,
Then I
yeah.
will finish her
Tunay kong
study.
papa.
So you stay with your tita?
LGBT ate.
Okay. The LGBT auntie's sister. Okay. And they look after you.
Oo. Ano, tinitignan, tinutulungan ka ng ate mo. Ate LGBT yung bakla ba? Sa kanya ka nakatira.
Hindi, kasi edad ko lang.
Si
Kita mo yung dito pag gabi nagtitinda din.
asan ka nakatira?
Hindi sa kaibigan ko, sa ate.
Bali nagtrabaho ka sa kanya.
Hindi, ano, nakikitulog ako. Tapos nagbibigay akong 50 pesos per day.
Tapos,
Sabay ano, yung tip ko minsan kung maabot na 300, yung 100 inipon ko araw-araw doon sa kaluwagan.
kawawa ka
Kada
na.
isang buwan may 3,000.
Oo. She didn't have she working herself.
You work? What, you sell this? What else do you do?
Someone to give her tip.
Uh-huh.
Gagawin mo lang talaga, ano ka, katulad sa akin, ganyan. Ganyan lang, tingnan mo yung buhay ko.
Can't you just
Ano lang talaga, go, positive lang sa buhay. Huwag kang huwag kang gumawa ng mga masama. Mag-aral ka na mabuti. Katulad sa akin, ganyan man din ako. Hello, ate.
Oh, that's my one. Sorry. Yours will be longer than that.
Darating na yun sa'yo. O, sige, ate. Pag may magpakain ka, mag-order ka. Pag sinabing mag-order ka, huwag kang mahiya. Kain kasi pag isang beses lang darating.
Pina-order kami, ano, kaibigan ko
We'll be
masyado.
here in a minute.
Ha?
Mamahalin tinuro niya, di kami pinakain na iya.
Sino?
Noon may nagyaya dyan.
Tapos,
Sabi umorder daw ko. Tinuro niya yung pinakamahal.
Tapos,
Nasa
nasa-
400 plus.
tapos,
Nahiya ako, mabot ng 1,000 lahat ng bill. Tatlo kami.
oo.
Hindi ko naman alam na yun yung in-order niya. Sumunod na punta ko dyan, tinignan ko yung menu, nakalapag, may pinakamura. May nagpalit doon sa akin, yun lang tinuro.
Tapos,
Sabi, binigyan pa akong pera.
ganyan talaga. Wag aboso. Normal lang. Kung mag-order ka, magtatanong ka muna kung okay lang ba sa kanya yan ang order. Pag hindi, go ka sa mababa. Kasi yung iba kasi mga maltaas na.
Lang.
Sige lang.
Sir! Peanut! Buy na! Fresh peanut from America.
America.
Selling the peanut.
I know you think it's funny. I don't.
Ha?
So are there other young baklas like you that you know?
Pero ka bang, marami ka din kaibigang bakla katulad mo?
Kaibigan ko. Mas
Oo.
mabait sa akin.
Oo.
Sabay yung isa din.
So, wala kayong, mga pori, wala nagdadala sa inyo sa kwarto?
Sa kanya.
Sa'yo?
Ako, naiya ako sa kanya. Ang libog. Nawakan niya pa ako.
Tapos, ano sasabi mo?
Nung
We're talking
malabas
about
yung
sa
dila
one rude
niya.
foreigner din, holding her legs.
Well, you tell
They're
her.
asking her if she bring the room.
Oh, well, you don't do that.
Ganun
Kaibigan niya is there, come with them.
Yeah, don't do that.
Ikaw,
Sa Koreano siya sumama.
ikaw sumama ka din.
Ang laki ng dila, parang aswang.
Hindi ka sumama sa mga foreigner sa kwarto. Kahit bayaran ka.
Sabi niya, do you
May
want
nag-offer na
1,000?
sa'yo. Someone offered to you money to bring you in room.
Sabi niya nga, do you want 1,000? Sabi sa akin.
Then, ano sabi mo?
Hinawakan yung ano ko dito.
Tapos,
Inamoy sabay din nila. Tapos nilabas niya yung dila niya, gumagalaw-galaw.
ang tapos sabi mo,
Takot nga ako eh.
she's scared about
Kala
that.
ko
So,
ano, aswang
there are
siya.
someone for they asking her na you want 1,000 to bring you in the room. So she said you don't want. It's scary.
Yeah.
Someone to treat that. The other customer like me are girl. They asking to her to treat them. They come back there 9:30 to to treat her food and swimming in full.
Good for you. Well, tonight.
Just this today. Today's finished already.
Ah,
So that's why selling peanut
Wala
again.
nga yung
Okay.
Swimming pool.
Diyan.
There and
Lamig
other.
nga eh.
Siya, mabait din sa ate. Asawa niya foreigner.
Tagalog. Yung na foreigner.
Marunong magtagalog.
Tagalog. Tapos, basta 5 lengguwahe kaya na isang
Ah.
tao.
Someone foreign, they speak Tagalog and 5 language they speak.
Yeah. The Korean foreigner?
No, so foreigner.
Like white
If we
foreigner.
call foreigner, it's foreign, everything's foreigner, alien like that.
I know. I've got things in my head.
What kind of foreigner? That's what you said. Answer.
What kind of
It's
foreigner?
like what kind
Saan
of?
mo siya nakilala?
Ano? She raped me first.
What?
We knowing each other's internet.
Ah, okay. You know each other on internet?
No, you.
Namin-
We're starting.
Ah, okay. Yes.
We're
Yes.
starting.
Namin mo sa kanya. Babae ka.
Ah?
Namin
Alam
mo
ko
sa
na.
kanya.
Hindi ako nagsisinungaling. So one day, shocking. Yung sila nagsishock lang sa akin. Ay, hindi, ang iba hindi naniniwala.
Transgender ka? Magkano?
Ha?
Magkano?
Magkano? 1 million.
What?
Ha? Mag-ipon ka. She wanna have pussy like me.
Expensive.
Oh, di ba? Expensive, mahal.
Siya gumastos.
Hindi. Siya lang. Siya doctor.
Pinutol na.
I'm not a doctor. I'm a master. But never mind.
She's writer.
Yeah. What you need to do is, as soon as you can, is you need to start taking the hormones. Show them the hormones.
Pag ano ka, magsimula ka sa hormones bago ka magpa-wash para lumambot ang balat mo.
May hormones.
Yung parang pang dadako ng soso. Yung parang yung muscle mo mawawala.
Ay, sinasabi lang parang
O microfil.
Parang
Micropills, yeah.
micropills. Wala daw yung muscle.
O yung maugat.
She takes micropills?
That nga eh. You don't understand it,
No, because it's by Tagalog. Sorry. Micropills are cheap. They're like 80 pesos.
If you have
Nagamit ka din nun?
If you have a sponsor, foreigner, just buying pills
Yeah.
like a lady or like Diane.
Diane's good.
Expensive.
Right, having watched that, I'm kind of hoping that you'll have a pause for thought about a few things. First thing you notice is that Maria's 14. She's known that she was a girl since she says, since she was inside her mother. But she's always been a girl. She's never felt any different from that. She's always enjoyed girl toys. She's always enjoyed girl clothes. She's always been attracted to men. She's had crushes on boys from a very early age. Her difficulty, of course, is that she lives in a place where there's no assistance. And I worry, what is a girl like that going to do? She told us that she had been offered money by foreigners to go to the room, and I said to her to be very, very careful. But you do have to ask yourself, what are the options for a girl like that? There's no emergency health service here. You can't just go to the doctor and get what you need. All baklas here, that's ladyboys, are self-medicating, and usually without any blood tests or any proper overview, and it's all word of mouth. They're all learning what they learn from each other, from the community that is Kabaklaan, or online. And Destiny Miles, for example, another YouTuber, does her best to get good information out to the Baka community, but it's still extremely patchy. And you get somebody like that who's 14, she is a girl, and you have to consider that. My belief is, and I think that she confirms it, that by the age of 13 or 14, we know conclusively, we can tell if a person is actually transsexual. And I would say that you can't tell at the age of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's impossible. I think that you can be misled at that age. I think when you get to the age of 13 or 14, you can always look back in the case of someone who is transsexual, and you'll see the same set of behaviours, preference for feminine toys, if they're male. I'm talking about males here. Preference for feminine toys, preference for female clothing, adoption of female names, feminine names, preferring to have their hair long and being extremely upset if they have to cut it, preference for girlfriends rather than boyfriends, in the sense of playmates, crushes on boys. Again, crushing is a very, very strong indicator of adult sexual preferences, and they appear as young as the age of 5, 6. There have been many studies done on this, and they are almost conclusive. So from the age of 14, looking back, you'll be able to see all of these in the case of a true transsexual, an HSTS. But what you can't do is at the age of 6, be absolutely sure that person will end up transsexual. It doesn't quite work like that. Some will change on the way, particularly at the point of puberty. And I advise caution. I think wait and see is a good idea up to around about the age of 13. Beyond that, I think it's probably redundant. I certainly don't believe things like a certain Mr. Dr. Amitai suggesting that people should wait till they're 23. I mean, for an HSTS, that's death sentence, basically. But at 13, you can tell. And that leaves us with a little bit of a problem when we come to people like Maria. What happens to her in the West? Will she be given the kind of help that she needs? Will she be pushed along a line that actually does more than she needs? Most HSDS don't require GRS. Most of them don't want it, but they may well be persuaded to have it when it's not really a good idea. There are many other ways to achieve the end that they seek. That's not the only one. And the way that the West has now kind of configured this, which seems to be like, well, we put you on this express train and GRS is at the end of it. No, I don't actually agree with that at all. I think that GRS is probably it. In fact, I'm sure it is a good idea for a small number of transsexuals, but for most of them, no, it's not. They're absolutely fine the way they are. And other solutions, like, for example, a bilateral orchiectomy, which the testes are removed, and that's the end of the masculinization, actually works better for them. They're fine like that. The thing you have to remember is that from the point of view of the transsexual, having a neovagina doesn't actually increase her dating pool. Straight men who accept trans women as women don't care about the penis. It's just irrelevant to us. And so if you're having GRS in order to try to expand your dating pool, don't do it. It won't work. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't other valid reasons for doing it. There are plenty. But that is not a valid reason. It just won't work. It's not enough. Men who are sufficiently prejudiced against trans women that they will not sleep with them when they're pre-operative will also not sleep with them when they're post-operative. That's as simple as that. That's why you get all the bloody nonsense on YouTube about guys saying, oh, she should have told them, it's terrible, it's trickery. No, I mean, it's just absolute nonsense. It's just deeply insecure men who really don't have confidence in their own sexuality, trying to virtue signal to other deeply insecure men that they do. And those men are never going to be suitable partners for an HSTS. They just aren't. An HSTS, a transsexual, needs a real strong guy. A man who's really settled in he's comfy in his skin. He knows who and what he is, and he's not ashamed of it. He's not going to hide her. It's up to the couple whether they make it public what the status of the woman is. But if she decides that she's going to be out, he's not going to stop her. So that kind of person doesn't really care. If you have an innie or an outie, who cares? He likes the girl. He likes waking up next to her. He likes feeling warmth of her skin. He likes kissing her. He likes making love to her. It's all normal. It's all normal. So when we look at someone like Maria and try and extrapolate from that, which is difficult, to the situation in the West, we have to be a little bit more careful than people are being. I don't believe in transing children. I never have done. And I also don't believe in the surgery express stream. I think that's a bad idea. I think the whole situation is far more nuanced and far more subtle than people pretend. And I think we need to get aware of that and start listening to the individuals themselves. And remember that somebody who's 14 doesn't really have a lot of clue about the world around them. And so you have to listen to adult transsexuals. And this is where it gets really difficult, because people in the West make the mistake of conflating autogynephilic transvestites who know nothing at all about transsexuals except that they're sexual targets with transsexuals. And inevitably, it seems invariably, they ask these people their opinion as to what should happen with transsexuals. There's no class of people on the planet less qualified to discuss what the futures and options should be for transsexuals than autogynephilic transvestites. They are an appalling group of people who regard transsexuals as prey and absolutely should not be being asked their opinion. And if their opinion is being asked, it should not be listened to. You need to ask adult transsexuals, and they're hard to find. They're hard to find because our society has forced them to hide. And that is ongoing today. When you see situations like Jonathan, Jessica Yaniv, or Bruce, Caitlyn Jenner, or any of the rest of these people who dominate the media and public impression of what trans people are like, why would a real transsexual actually make it public that that's what she was? And Blair White is an angel, a little goddess, because she actually stands up and says, look, I am actually transsexual. I'm not afraid to say it. Most transsexuals don't have her confidence, and they hide. And it's tragic because I'm not criticizing them for doing it. I know why they do it. I know because I know that the kind of flack they get and the dreadful treatment they get, particularly from the new gay man and his apologists, feminists. I know why they hide. It's just easier for them. They just go, be a woman, find a man, vanish. But it leaves, in the West, it leaves people, little girls like Maria, totally lost. They're stuck between so-called professionals who really don't know what they're talking about, on the one hand, and people who have ulterior motives on the other. And that's not fair. That's not something that we should accept as a society for our children. So I think we need to think about that. Take care. I'll see you next time.